The restaurant glowed softly under warm lights, alive with quiet conversations and the gentle clinking of plates. But none of that mattered to Karen as she stepped inside, her breath trembling in her chest. She had told herself again and again that she wasn't ready for this blind date her coworker had arranged. She barely had room in her life for sleep, let alone romance. Still, she came, because a tiny part of her hoped life could surprise her. And because her 6-year-old son, Noah, had insisted on coming along, holding her hand tightly as they walked in. She felt the weight of the world already pressing down on her, and when Noah tugged her sleeve and whispered, "Mommy, my tummy hurts," her heart cracked quietly. She knew what he meant. He was hungry. Again. And so began the night she would later think of as the dinner that changed everything. Jonathan, the man her coworker swore was the kindest soul alive, stood when he saw her approaching. He smiled, polite, hopeful, but that smile faltered when he noticed the tired little boy clinging to her side. Karen apologized without words, guiding Noah into the seat beside her. She didn't have the energy to explain. People judged her quickly, and over the years she had learned to expect it. Jonathan's eyes softened, though he tried to hide the concern. He asked gentle questions. How was her day? How old was Noah? Did they find the place easily? But the air was stiff, heavy with everything Karen didn't say. Her eyes kept drifting to her son, watching the way he pressed his hand to his stomach, his small face pale with exhaustion. She knew he hadn't eaten properly today. She had promised him a warm meal tonight, but when she checked her wallet earlier, she realized she didn't have enough for both of them. She prayed Jonathan wouldn't notice. She hated needing anything from anyone. Help always came with expectations she could never meet. When Jonathan asked Noah softly, "Would you like something to eat?" The boy nodded without looking up. Karen's heart sank. She reached for her purse, pretending to look for money, but Jonathan saw the truth instantly. She had nothing left. Before she could speak, the waiter arrived. Jonathan ordered pasta for Noah and a salad for Karen. She stiffened. "You didn't have to order for me," she whispered. He offered a gentle smile. "I know. But it looked like you needed someone to think about you tonight." Karen swallowed hard, unsure how to respond to kindness that didn't come with strings. When the food arrived, Noah stared at the steaming plate like it was a miracle. He ate fast, too fast, until Karen placed her hand on his to slow him down. Jonathan pretended not to notice, though she saw the ache in his eyes. This wasn't what he expected. This wasn't a date. This was a glimpse into a life woven with struggle, sacrifice, and courage. As Noah finally relaxed beside her, Karen began to speak in fragments. She didn't overshare, but the truth slipped through anyway. She told Jonathan about losing her job last year and working double shifts to keep the lights on. She told him about long nights when the heater didn't work and she covered Noah with every blanket they owned. She said she didn't believe in love anymore, not because she didn't want it, but because she didn't think anyone wanted a woman with a tired face and 1,000 worries. Jonathan didn't interrupt. He didn't pity her. He simply listened, really listened, with quiet attention. He saw her exhaustion, her resilience, and the fierce love she carried for her child. He realized she wasn't someone broken, she was someone surviving. Noah finished his meal and leaned against his mother's shoulder, finally full and finally calm. Karen closed her eyes for a moment, relief softening her features. Jonathan felt something warm rise in his chest, something deeper than sympathy. It was admiration. Karen apologized again, saying softly, "You didn't sign up for this. A hungry child, a tired mother. You deserved a real date." Jonathan shook his head. "This is real," he said quietly. "You deserve someone who sees you. Someone who doesn't run the moment things get hard." She looked away, unsure how to accept words like that. But they sank into her heart like gentle rain. The atmosphere gradually warmed. Jonathan asked Noah about school and the boy offered a shy smile, the kind Karen hadn't seen in a long time. Something in the room shifted, not because of money, promises, or pity, but because of simple presence. When the evening ended and they stepped outside under the soft glow of streetlights, Jonathan offered them a ride home. Karen refused politely, but thanked him with a sincerity that surprised even her. Noah reached for Jonathan's hand for just a moment and whispered, "Thank you." It was small, but it carried the weight of a child who had felt genuine care. Karen turned to Jonathan, telling him he didn't have to call again, that she understood if this was too much. Jonathan took a breath. "Karen," he said softly, "I want to see you again. Not because I feel obligated, but because I want to know the woman who fights storms with so much strength. And I want to know the boy who eats pasta like it's treasure." For the first time in years, Karen believed someone meant what they said. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And before you go, tell us, should Karen give Jonathan a chance?